So as you find yourself in this space, I like to share this, that when class starts, I close the door of the studio, even though I'm by myself, just like when you're here. So closing the door to the studio. As we find ourselves in this space, go ahead and while I chat for a moment, we'll find our toe opening pose. I think all of you have done this. If it's okay for you, yeah, some of us have really sensitive feet, so just being really gentle today, but seeing if you can perhaps stay in this for a little bit. If your feet are feeling super tender, go ahead and keep your fingertips on the ground. And if you want to just go for it, you can go ahead and sit up. At any time, you're welcome to just untuck the toes and sit back on the heels, or find a different comfortable seat for you. Yeah, it's a great way to open up the feet and start the class with a bit more grounding. So something that Raven just brought up and that we were just talking about before this class sort of began is this idea of change. Yeah, and change is, I was biking over here and I've been sort of in this deeper state of self-study recently. I think a lot of us have been, yeah. And I, in the past, have had a tendency, and still perhaps have this tendency, to do things that make my life a little harder. Yeah, I biked here. My partner has a car, and I biked in the rain, pouring down rain without rain gear, got soaking wet. And, you know, the first sort of response there is to say, oh my gosh, this is happening to me again, you know, and just go off on some spiral of discomfort. But it actually made me laugh because I noticed that I did it again. Yeah. And something that is so beautiful about change is that we kind of look at change as something that's weird or scary, or something that we don't want to do, that we're uncomfortable with, and we want to stay away from change because it doesn't feel good. But something that's so powerful about change is that it's not supposed to feel good or known or scary, because it's bringing us to something different. Yeah, the ability to move from here to that other new thing is like this amazing path that has yet to be traversed. So when we experience these moments where we notice, it gives us the opportunity to make that choice to go down the different path. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to notice, and our minds are so wild. But that's when we spend this time on this mat, or why we spend this time on this mat, so that we can start to get to know ourselves a little bit better and notice these things. Like, oh wow, I'm doing that again. That's neither good nor bad. It just is, and I can make a different choice. So beautiful. So thank you everyone for bringing up change, because we're all in a bit of a deep state of change. If you're still in your toes tucked, go ahead and lift up the toes and just set them down. Give yourself a seat here. If you want to put a block between the heels, give yourself a little bit more space, you're welcome to do so, or you can move the legs out from under you if your knees are a little bit tender. And just taking a moment to perhaps soften the eyes or close them if that feels all right for you. Go ahead and brush the palms against the thighs for a moment, and sort of allowing them to stop in a place that feels comfortable. You can allow the collarbones to spread open a little bit more. As the collarbones open, the shoulder blades fall down the back of the body. Perhaps the space between the ears just lifts up gently, getting a little bit more space in between the vertebrae. Here we are. Allowing that invitation of change. Yeah, we can know that the earth is constant below us, so that can support us as we move through this interesting moment of unknown. Yeah, not always so comfortable, but something new and different on the other side. Go ahead and take a deep breath in through your nose. And let it out through the mouth. You can do that again. Take a deep, deep breath in, filling the entire body with breath. Beautiful prana. And as you exhale, sigh it out, maybe let out some sound. We'll do that one more time. Big, big breath. Letting it go. Yeah, this time as you inhale, sealing the lips, filling the low belly. Mid belly expands, upper chest and crown of the head begin to open. And as you exhale, noticing as the bones of the body fall closer to the body. Deep breath in, filling the breath, expanding, opening in all directions, front, back, side, and side. Exhale, bones fall closer to one another. And continuing this breath, throughout the practice, we continue to breathe. We work to invite as much prana within this body as we can. Perhaps inviting a slight constriction in the back of the throat, our Ujjayi pranayam, building a little bit of heat in the back of the throat, utilizing the breath. We'll offer our guru mantra, our invocation, honoring this beautiful wisdom that carries us forward through this practice and through our lives. Om Ajnana Timarandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Taking a nice deep breath in here. Exhaling, pulling the belly towards the spine. This time inhaling to join together for Om if you would like. Go ahead and gently flutter open the eyes if they're closed. Taking a nice inhale as you see something in front of you. And as you exhale, allowing the spine to grow a little bit longer. Shoulders fall. Inhale, fingertips begin to reach up nice and high, lifting the rib cage off of the shoulder or off of the pelvis. As you exhale, pressing the palms down, reaching far, far away. Fingertips eventually meet the earth. Inhale, arms sweep high, scooping through the air, reaching away from the body. And exhale, pressing the palms back down through the air, fingertips touch the earth. We'll do that one more time as you inhale, reaching as high as you can. Eyes maybe meet the fingertips. As you exhale, palms pass through the heart center and then reach forward, finding yourself in a child's pose. Yeah, go ahead and plant the palms here for a moment and then press the hips back towards the heels and then allowing the neck to release the forehead to the earth. You can shift the hips side to side here. Noticing this sort of darkening moment as we sort of allow the body to come closer to the earth. We turn the eyes away from the brightness. We'll be moving through a bit more of a lunar sequence. We have our new moon today, which is quite a beautiful time to become a little bit more internal and practice this beautiful noticing. Yeah, really pressing into the palms, allowing the hips to press back towards the heels, taking a nice deep breath in here. And exhaling, pulling the belly to the spine. We'll do that one more time. Deep breath in, really opening up through the sides of the body. And as you exhale, just walking the palms over to the left side of the mat. You can bring the left palm closer to the body and reaching the left fingertips farther away. Pressing into the palms, drawing the right hip towards the right heel, and then drawing the chin towards the chest. Taking a nice deep breath in here. Exhale, pressing into the palms, opening up that right armpit, right rib cage, right side body. Deep breath in. Exhaling. One more big breath. And exhale, letting it go. You can bring that right palm closer to the left knee. Left palm can come outside of the left ankle. And as you press into both palms, you can begin to square the shoulders towards the wrist and draw the chin towards the chest. You can slight tuck in the tailbone. We'll have a nice cat twist here. Yeah. So we're curving the spine forward and pressing into the palms. Nice opening in the back body.
Drawing the belly towards the spine, taking 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale, press into the palms. Deep breath in. And exhaling fully, leaving the left palm down on the earth. Go ahead and scoop the right arm out and up, beginning to open up for a side stretch here. You can open up the chest towards the sky, displaying the heart open towards the sky, noticing the light. If you have the lights on in the room that you're in, it's kind of amazing how much more light comes in as you open the heart towards the sky. Taking a nice deep breath in, really enjoying that side body and front body stretch. Exhaling. One more big breath here. And as you exhale, that right palm comes all the way back down to the ground and just walking the palms back towards center, pausing in your child's pose again. You press into the palms, hips reach back, and then forehead falls to the earth. Yeah. Taking a nice deep breath here. Exhale, letting it go. Begin walking the palms over to the right side this time. Right palm comes closer to the body. Left palm reaches far away. You press into both palms. Left hip draws towards the left heel. Yeah, chin pulls towards the chest. So you inhale, pressing and reaching, opening up that left side body. Exhale to soften the bones, allowing the muscles to release. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more big breath here. Really inviting the breath to filter in through all of the tissues. And as you exhale, drawing that left palm outside of the right knee. Right palm comes outside of right ankle. And as you press into the palm, squaring the shoulders towards the wrist, chin and navel pull towards the spine to curl the spine in this nice cat twist. Taking 2 breaths here. Inhale, pressing into the palms, pulling sort of heart towards the sky here. Exhale, belly pulls towards the spine. One more big breath. And exhale, nice condensing of the front body. Right palm stays down. On your next inhale, left arm sweeps out and up. And then eventually opening up the heart towards the sky. If that feels all right for you, noticing the light as it filters in through eyelids, or perhaps you just see the light, which is quite beautiful. Taking 2 more big breaths here, opening and expanding as you inhale and softening, allowing the bones to come closer to one another on each exhale. One more big breath. And as you exhale, carving through space, right back where you came from, walking the palms all the way towards the front of the mat. Planting them one more time as you notice pressing into the palms allows the hips to reach back. Also pressing the shoulder blades down the back of the body. We'll take one big breath here. And as you exhale, we'll shift and begin pulling with the palms, drawing the chin and the tail towards one another, moving through a cat spine, coming up into tabletop, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. And then as you exhale, dropping the belly, lifting the crown and the tail high, finding cow pose. Yeah, pressing into the palms. We'll pause here in our cow pose, allowing the shoulder blades to reach together and the collarbones to spread apart. You can expand in the base of the pelvis and press into the palms, taking a deep breath in, opening up the front body. And as you exhale, pulling the chin and the tail toward one another, pressing into the earth. We'll do that once again, inhaling to drop the belly, shoulders slide down the rib cage, opening up the chest. Exhale, chin and tail draw together, opening up the back of the heart. Do that one more time. Inhale, drop the belly, crown and tail lift. And as you exhale, press into the palms, belly pulls up towards the spine. Do one more cow pose as you inhale, tail and crown lift high. And as you exhale, press into the palms, pressing the hips back, finding your child's pose. Taking a nice deep breath in here. Exhaling fully. Now, go ahead and as you're ready, draw the palms back towards the heels. If your knees are a little bit farther apart, just walking the knees a bit closer together. And we're going to find our way through some variations of moon salutation today. Yeah, I like to say on Fridays we do whatever we want. So listen to your body. It feels good. Feels good to listen. So as you have your heels in your palm, you can notice this really nice tight seedling shape. Yeah, beautiful potential in a seed. Nice darkness, condensed self-time. Taking a nice deep breath in here. And exhaling fully. Next time you take a deep breath in, go ahead and lift the crown of the head and place it a little bit closer to the knees as you draw the chin towards the chest. You inhale next, lifting the hips, pulling the body away from the heels as you find rabbit pose. We'll take one more big breath in here, opening up through the back of the body. And as you exhale, hips draw back down towards the heels. You inhale, roll up through the spine, one vertebrae at a time. Palms begin to sweep high, fingertips meet above the face. And exhaling, palms pass through the heart space, reaching forward, child's pose. As you inhale, chin and tail root together, passing through your cat spine, and then drawing the hips forward closer towards the wrist. Yeah, so this is quite a lazy up dog. We'll hang out here for a moment, but just check in with your spine. Yeah, a lot of us tend to dump into the low spine and the shoulders, thinking it feels good, but it actually can cause some injury. Yeah, so press into the palms, allowing for the shoulder blades to reconnect to the body. And go ahead and bend the knees so that you can engage the low spine and the belly. Yeah, you want to draw the tailbone down towards the earth and really press into the palms. We have a nice long spine here, taking a nice deep breath in. Exhale, belly draws up towards the heart space, chin pulls into the neck gently. Deep breath in here. And as you exhale, go ahead and tuck the toes, begin shifting the hips up and back, finding our first down dog of this practice. Yeah, adjusting the feet as you need. And just begin pawing through the feet, stepping one foot and then the other. You might notice the feet feel a little bit more awake after our first toe opening pose. I love doing that pose first because it really allows us to feel the bottoms of the feet. Beautiful connection to Mama Earth. Beautiful lunar energy of the moon is very connected to this as well. Yes, as you begin shifting the weight side to side, just getting to know how the body is right now. It changes quite frequently, so just letting yourself be curious, perhaps. Eventually settling into your still down dog, really engaging through the palms, allowing the elbows to perhaps reach forward so that the shoulder blades can fall down the spine. Slight tuck in the chin just to elongate the back of the neck. Base of the pelvis reaches nice and high, and then gently pull the lower ribs together to protect the low back. Taking a nice deep breath in here. Exhale, press into the palms, base of the pelvis reaches for the sky. We'll take one more big breath here. And exhale, letting it go. Yeah, gently stepping that left foot about just a few inches forward so the heel can plant into the earth. And then on an inhale, extending that right leg out and up, open up the hips to stack the pelvis, bend that right knee. Begin to find a little bit of movement here. Yeah, the beginning of class I would love so much because it begins to sort of open up this dialogue between ourselves and our body. Yeah, so listening to the sensations that are filtering in, sort of where your mind is going. Maybe it's in the back of the hamstring, maybe it's in the front of that right hip, maybe it's in even the shoulder blades or the tongue or the, I don't know, the right middle finger. Yeah, listen, our bodies are quite wise. They have a lot of information to tell us. Yeah, so finding some movement here, just getting to know yourself in this moment. And take a nice deep breath in and let it go. As you find your next inhale, extending that right knee nice and long, lifting that leg super high. And as you exhale, begin closing the pelvis, so turning the right toes towards the earth, squaring the hips. As you inhale, inner right heel begins to lift a little higher. And as you exhale, knee pulls towards the right elbow, pausing here, pressing into the palms, and then gently stepping outside of that right palm. You might walk that left foot back a little bit and just drawing that left knee down to the earth, untuck the toes.
Tenting the fingertips, inhale to draw the heart and the hips forward, finding an early lizard. Yeah, I do early lizard in every class. I know. I'm aware of that. It's on purpose because it feels really good. Yeah, finding some movement here. Maybe finding fists to give the fingertips a break if that feels good. Just finding kind of a side to side movement, beginning to open up the front of that left hip and perhaps even getting a little bit into the outer right hip. I'll take 2 more breaths here. Letting it go. 1 more big breath. And letting that go. You can begin to turn the right toes about 45 degrees out to the long edge of the right side of the mat, and then walking the palms to frame this right foot. Yeah, from here, imagine that somebody's pulling the right hip bone back towards the left corner of the mat. So we're sort of on a diagonal cross half split. Yeah, some of you have done this with me before. What we're aiming to target here is the outer right hip and the outside of this right thigh. Yeah, so if you draw the right knee down towards the earth and let the foot begin to open up, you'll access some of that IT band and the outer hamstring here. Yeah, and you might find a little bit of movement. So usually when we go into our half split, we're just targeting the belly of the hamstring, and this gets into the lateral hamstring, which a lot of us have a lot of tension there. Yeah, so just finding a few breaths, wiggling around a little bit if that feels good, or maybe you want stillness. Yeah, seeing if you can allow the back of the neck to really pulling that right hip back towards the left corner of the mat. Take 1 more big breath here. As you exhale, just walking the palms back towards center. We'll turn the right toes towards the front of the mat and tuck the back toes. You press into the palms, inhale and reach the heart forward a little bit, nice opening in that left hip. And as you exhale, gently stepping outside of that left palm and allowing the hips to come down, perhaps finding an early Malasana. Yeah, if this is a lot for you and you have something to sit on right in front of you, you're welcome to set a block there. Since it is early, you're also welcome to just keep your hips high and your knees bent and find a little rock side to side. Yeah, again, listening. So something that I like to encourage in this class is that I am guiding you, but really this is for you. Yeah, so whatever I say, if it doesn't work for you, don't do it. It's totally fine. Yeah, because our bodies are all very different. And we all have a lot of different sensations going through us. So seeing if you can find a way to make each posture work for you in a way that feels sustainable. We'll take a nice deep breath in. Exhaling. 1 more big breath here wherever you're at. And exhaling fully. Go ahead and plant the palms and begin to extend the knees. You can heel toe the feet a bit closer together, about hip width apart. And then softly bend into the knees, allowing the belly to really fall over the upper thighs, and then dropping the neck so that the chin can fall closer to the chest. Go ahead and bend one knee and then the other, finding a little bit of a rocking in the pelvis, really allowing the spine to be super soft. Yeah, and finding yourself towards center, noticing the sensation right underneath the feet. And seeing if you can anchor into these feet to allow the belly to be even softer, the spine to be even heavier. Taking a nice deep breath in. Exhale to let it go. 1 more big breath. And letting it go. Soft bend in the knees, drawing the chin and the tail toward one another as you begin rolling up through the spine, pressing through the feet, 1 vertebrae at a time, opening the ankles, the backs of the knees, front of the hips, extend, shoulders come up to the ears, and the blades of the shoulders fall down the back of the body as you find yourself in Tadasana. See something in front of you, perhaps noticing how different this may feel. Yeah, it's interesting to go from the earth to standing. an experience for the body. Taking an inhale as you lift the toes off the earth, spread them nice and wide. As you exhale, plant them into the earth. Nice deep roots we're planting here. Yeah, taking an inhale, opening up through the belly, allowing the tailbone to anchor down. And exhale, reaching up with the crown of the head. On your next inhale, arms sweep high, fingertips meet above the face. As you exhale, folding forward, creasing out the hips, finding your forward fold. As you inhale, finding a nice half back or half lift here, nice long spine. And as you exhale, planting the palms, we'll step the right foot back, coming down with the knees and toes once again. In the inhale, to send the fingers and slide the hips forward. Our feet are a little closer together now, yeah? So we're not in that open lizard. We're a bit more close together. Just noticing how that feels. You can really allow the torso to rest on the thigh here as you draw the hips forward. You can even draw the chin towards the chest. You begin to open up through the front of that right hip. We'll just hang here for a moment, taking 2 big breaths. Exhale. What else can you soften here? 1 more breath. And as you exhale, go ahead and plant the palms, tucking right toes, stepping back, finding your downward dog. As you inhale, chin and tail root together, rolling forward past your plank. Yeah, just pausing actually in your plank for a moment. I love plank. And I'm not just saying that because my teacher told me to say that, but I actually have developed a deep love for plank. I don't know how that happened. Yeah, most of us do not really enjoy plank, and I used to be part of that. But there's something really beautiful about this. Yeah, we might be shaking. We might say, oh my God, I can't believe she's making us pause here when she's talking. Yeah, it's okay. Notice how your mind feels, and also remember that we're going to move out of this in a moment. So it's okay. Yeah, so strong. We have to build a little bit of heat when it's cold outside. And we'll take 2 more breaths. Yeah, press into the palms. Light up the quad muscles here as you extend through the backs of the knees. So strong. 1 more big breath. And as you exhale, just allowing the hips to draw between the wrists and untuck the toes as you soften the knees down. Now we're in that same sort of lazy up dog. Once again, notice if you went for crunchy back, press into the palms, let the knees be soft so you can engage the low belly. Taking 2 breaths, inhale. Exhale, rooting down through the tailbone. 1 more breath here. And as you exhale, begin sending the hips back as you press into the palms, finding your child's pose once again. Beautiful. Maybe find your child's pose again. It's a sort of nice anchoring moment to return to. Yes, we've been here before, but each time it might feel a little bit different. It might feel the same, but perhaps noticing if it does feel different. Taking a few breaths. Seeing if perhaps you can find a little bit more space in the sides of the body. Maybe your torso is getting even closer to the thighs. Deep crease in the hips. Let's take 1 big breath in here. Let it out through the mouth. Again, drawing the palms back towards the heels. Once again, give them a good squeeze. You can walk the knees toward one another so that you're in this nice little seedling shape as we prepare for our rabbit. Yeah, so we know, we can kind of guess what's going to happen for the next side, but it will be different, yeah, because we have 2 sides of the body. So perhaps noticing when we have expectations and when we're met with something different. Yeah, taking a nice inhale here. Exhale, finding that nice seedling shape. Next time you inhale, lifting the crown of the head and placing it closer to the knees as you exhale. Inhaling to lift the hips, opening up through the back of the shoulder blades. Yeah, back body open. Lift the hips away from the heels. 1 more big breath. And as you exhale, hips draw back towards the heels. Inhale, begin rolling up through the spine, 1 vertebrae at a time. Fingertips lift above the head, opening up the heart as you exhale, palms pass through the heart. reaching forward, child's pose.
Inhale, chin and tail root together, rolling through your cat pose. And as you exhale, hips begin to fall between the wrists.
Yeah, this time we've been here before, so we can engage these muscles. Yeah, it's sort of a checklist. Press into the palms, shoulder blades down, belly roots together into the spine. Yeah, if you want to keep the knees down, that's great. If you want to lift the knees by pressing into the tops of the feet, go for it. Full up dog. We'll take a deep breath in here. And as you exhale, beginning to lift up the hips all the way back, finding your down dog. Yeah, walking the feet side to side. Once again, pressing the feet into the earth. Yeah, as if you're just stepping in that yummy, gooey mud that's outside right now. It's so rainy. Making some good mud puddles for us to go squish our toes in. But we'll do it on our yoga mat today. Yeah, taking a nice inhale. And as you exhale, settling into your nice, quiet down dog, pressing into the palms to allow the shoulder blades to go down the back of the spine, base of the pelvis, lift and lower rib cage knits together, protecting that beautiful spine of yours. Taking a deep breath in and exhaling. Stepping that right foot in just a few inches to get the right heel onto the earth. Inhale, left leg reaches out and up and opening up the hips. Begin to bend that left knee, stacking the pelvis, and going right into finding some intuitive movement here. Yeah, our right and left sides are quite different. The more you tune into this, you might notice that the left side is a little bit more tender, especially at different times of the moon cycle. Yeah, our left side body is connected to beautiful lunar energy. So just noticing if this feels any different than the right side, maintaining that beautiful breath. Getting to know you today. Taking one more big breath. Letting it go. As you inhale, leg extends nice and long. Exhale, turning the toes towards the earth to square the pelvis. Inhale as the inner heel lifts a little higher. And as you exhale, drawing the left knee towards the left elbow, pressing into the earth, really creating space. And then gently stepping that left foot outside of the left palm. You can sort of squiggle your right foot back a little bit as you drop your right knee and untuck the toes. Tenting the fingertips and inhaling the heart to reach forward. And the hips begin to soften. Yeah, finding a little bit of movement here if that feels good. Maybe this side you're like, I'm not moving at all. Yeah, the choice is yours. It's beautiful. So listen to the body and to respond to what it's asking for. Taking 3 more breaths here. 2 more breaths. Biggest breath. Yeah, allowing the breath to really sort of weave its way through all of the tissues. One more big breath. And letting it go. We'll turn the left toes this time towards 45 degrees at the long edge of the left side of the mat. And then go ahead and take the palms to frame this left foot. Yeah, you can tent the fingertips and imagine somebody's pulling that left hip back towards the back right corner. Yeah, a lot of direction. So also, it's okay to just do what feels good. As you pull the pelvis back, you begin to open up that the left outer hip and the left outer hamstring. Yeah, you notice it feels quite different than our traditional Ardha Hanumanasana. And seeing if you can really root back through this left hip bone. It's almost like somebody's like yanking it towards the other side of the room. Yeah, maybe the chin falls to the chest, soften. Just breathing here. Again, one side may be more sensitive than the other. Might feel completely different sensations. That's always fun too. Yeah, I'm just listening. Taking 2 more breaths here. Letting it go. One more big breath. And letting it go, beginning to pour the weight back into that left foot, walking the palms back towards center. Left toes turn towards the front of the mat, tuck the right toes. Inhaling, lifting the right knee as the heart reaches forward. And as you exhale, stepping outside of the right palm. Yeah, noticing if the hips feel any different. Maybe you're ready to go into a full malasana. Maybe you want to keep the hips high again. Yeah, it also accesses different places in the legs. So listening to what your body's asking for. Yeah, if you're ready for a malasana, this is actually kind of a nice variation I'll share with you. You can get into some nice calf massage. If it works for you, you can sort of hook the forearm behind the knees. And as you rock side to side, you can utilize the bones of the forearms to give your calf muscle a little bit of a massage. Not necessary, just a funny sort of option here. Wherever you're at, just giving yourself some nice big breaths. Do one more big breath wherever you are. Let it out with a sigh. You can draw the palms down towards the earth as you press into the palms to lift the hips, heel, toe, the feet to hip width distance. And then again, soften the knees. And notice as you bend the knees, the belly automatically sort of comes closer to the thigh. It's this beautiful union that we have. Yeah, the front hip crease closes. We draw towards ourselves, allowing the spine to really release, maybe shaking the head, yes, no, maybe so. Just allowing the spine to be soft. Letting out sound. Sound is good. Take 2 more breaths here in stillness or in movement, whatever your body is seeking. One more big breath. Letting it go. We bend the knees, drawing the chin and the tail toward one another, pressing in through the feet. You begin rolling up through the spine once again, opening up fronts of ankles, backs of knees, front of hips, shoulders up to the ears, blades down the back of the rib cage. Tadasana. Yeah, it feels like we were just here. But again, it feels quite different, yeah? We change every time we step into each asana, each shape. Taking a nice inhale. Letting it go. Inhale, lifting up the toes, spread them nice and wide. Exhaling to plant them into the earth, crown of the head lift. Next inhale, arms sweep high, palms meet above the eyes. Exhale, folding forward, creasing at the hips. Palms find the earth. Inhale for a halfway lift, nice long spine. And exhaling to plant the palms, left foot steps back this time, knee and toes come down. Once again, we're on a narrower sort of track here. So as you tempt the fingers, allowing the torso to really soften into this right thigh and just allowing the hips to melt forward. Yeah, no need to splay the hips open. We kind of want to keep the pelvis closed and really target this front left hip. Chin can draw towards the chest. Taking 3 breaths here, inhaling. Exhaling. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Take one more breath, so really allowing the back body to expand and exhaling fully. You can tuck the back toes as you take an inhale, lifting up the heel or knee to step back and find your down dog. Next, inhale, chin and tail draw together, rolling forward to our plank. Yeah, pausing here again. Feels familiar, yeah? It's like we're getting to know each posture. Each posture has their own, it's like the body's identity in each posture has a lot of complexity to it, yeah? So I'm treating it with a little bit of compassion, like this plank has a lot to offer us. This plank is a beautiful plank, and we've got a lot to learn, yeah? I'm pressing into the palms, nice long spine. Sort of attach the base of the pelvis to the back of the thigh bones. Imagine that for a moment. Drawing the chin towards the neck a little bit to elongate the back of the spine. Nice big inhale. Exhale, belly pulls to the spine. We'll take one more big breath. And as you exhale, beginning to shift the weight forward, drawing the hips towards the wrist. Maybe you release into that nice lazy up dog with the knees on the earth. Maybe you press into the tops of the feet to lift the knees off of the earth. Yeah, we'll just take one big breath. And as you exhale, knees come down, hips press back, finding our child's pose once again. Beautiful moon salutation. I really want to say sun, moon salutation. Yeah, it's a beautiful practice to soften. Just taking a few breaths here, allowing the body to be soft is a practice in and of itself. And then some days it's easier than others. Yeah, today we have the rain as our teacher, reminding us to be soft and fluid. Doesn't always mean that it's easy, yeah. We'll move through that a little bit quicker with a few kind of additions here. Nothing too quick, do not worry. You can draw the palms back towards the heels. Go ahead and take an inhale as you hold onto the heels, lifting the crown of the head. Crown of the head plants next to the knees. Inhaling, hips lift, opening up the back of the heart. And exhaling, drawing the hips back towards the heels. Rolling up through the spine as you inhale, arms sweep high, eyes lift. And as you exhale, palms pass through the heart, reaching forward, child's pose. Inhaling, chin and tail root together. And exhaling, finding that up dog. Take a deep breath in here. And as you exhale, pressing up and back, finding your downward facing dog. As you inhale, right heel lift high, keeping the pelvis square. And as you exhale, drawing that right knee towards the right elbow, and then gently stepping outside of this right palm. Keeping that back knee lifted, we'll actually plant that left heel down. You can draw the left palm to the left hip, and then begin to rotate the heart up towards the sky. Yeah, we're finding our extended side angle from the ground up today. Yeah, so as you press this right shoulder into the right knee, you can begin to draw this right hip underneath the body to begin to allow the body to open up. Yeah, maybe the palm stays planted, maybe you come onto fingertips, maybe you come onto your elbow. From wherever you are, you can begin to reach the left fingertips high. From here, taking a nice inhale, pressing into the feet as you open up through the heart. And exhale, the left fingertips reach all the way forward, finding this beautiful long line of the left side body. Taking a deep breath in. Deep breath out, right hip really rolling under the body. One more breath here. And exhale to let it go. Press into the feet as you inhale, left fingertips reach you all the way out and up, eventually finding your warrior two. If this left leg is burning, or right leg is burning, just give it a little moment and then come right back down. Notice what's happening in your hips. See if you can allow that left hip to root down a little bit, just to even out the pelvis. And then we'll have our warrior two moment, yeah? Taking a nice inhale, reaching the fingertips long. And as you exhale, allowing the shoulder blades to fall, sort of imagine the body, like the bones are just sort of hanging out in space in this moment. You can feel the earth below the feet, taking a nice deep breath in. Exhale, base of the pelvis roots down. On your next inhale, go ahead and reverse your warrior, reaching out and up with the right fingertips. And as you exhale, coming all the way back down to your extended side angle. Now left fingertips reach overhead. We're gonna flow through those two postures just to find a little bit more fluidity, yeah? So as you inhale, left fingertips reach out and up all the way. Right fingertips reach out and up all the way to your reverse warrior. Taking an inhale here and exhale, finding your extended side angle. Do that 2 more times, inhaling to reverse. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale to reverse. And exhale, extended side angle, left palm comes all the way back down, spin into the left toe. Inhale, heart reaches forward, nice long spine. And as you exhale, stepping this left foot outside of the left palm. We're finding the Malasana again, yeah. That was our little addition. So perhaps you find your full malasana this time with the elbows inside of the knees, palms together. Or maybe you want to hang out up here still. Yeah, it's Friday. You do whatever you like. If you're finding your malasana, check in here to make sure that you're allowing for space in front of you. Yeah, oftentimes we want to curl in and we let the sort of inner seam of the legs kind of pull together. See if you can actually press into the outer seam of the legs, engaging the glutes and creating space. Yeah, so you have a big ball here. You don't want to hold on to it. You just want to let it be. Yeah, beautiful. Take an inhale. Exhale, allowing the spine to be a little longer. One more breath. And exhaling to plant the palms, heel toeing the feet, about hip width apart. Take an inhale here. Exhale to let it go. Begin rolling up through the spine, one vertebrae at a time. Shoulders come up to the ears and then fall down the back of the body. Tadasana. Whoa. Yeah, again, feels different. Same shape, same breath. This shape changes in a subtle way. Yeah. See something in front of you. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, pressing through the feet. On your inhale, arms sweep high. And as you exhale, folding forward, creasing at the hips. Inhale for your halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, planting the palms, right leg steps back, knee stays lifted this time. You press into the feet. Go ahead and begin to inhale the arms to sweep high, finding a brief moment in our high lunge. Yeah, just checking in, pulling that left hip back, right hip rolls forward, and then allowing the hips to shift forward towards the top of the mat. Yeah, nice square pelvis, soft shoulders. Deep breath in, reaching high. Exhale, hips and shoulders fall. One more big breath, opening up through the front of that right hip. And as you exhale, planting the palms, stepping back to your downward dog. Inhale to roll forward to plank. And as you exhale, go ahead and let the hips come right between the wrists. Taking an inhale to open up the heart for your up dog. And exhaling, knees come to the earth, pressing back, child's pose. Taking an inhale here. Exhaling. Deep breath in. Exhale, letting it go. Palms come towards the heels. As you inhale, lifting the head and placing the crown of the head towards the knees. Inhale, hips begin to lift as you open up through the back of the heart. Exhale, hips come towards the heels. Inhaling, arms sweep high, rolling up through the spine. And as you exhale, palms pass through the heart, reaching forward, child's pose. Inhale, rolling forward through your cat spine. Hips begin to drop as you exhale, reaching the heart forward. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, hips lift up and back, finding your downward dog. Inhale, left heel lifts high, square pelvis. Exhale, stepping outside of that left palm this time. Right knee stays lifted, and then begin to anchor this right heel into the earth. Yeah, right palm can come to the right hip. And as you begin to notice, you press the left shoulder into the left knee, yeah, that automatically pulls that left hip under the body as you begin to roll open through the spine, and the chest begins to lift towards the sky. Yeah, once again, hanging out here, maybe coming to fingertips or the elbow, whichever one you choose. You can begin to lift the right fingertips high. Yeah, finding this nice length in that right arm. And then as you find an exhale, begin reaching the fingertips towards the front of the mat. Make sure your shoulder blade stays plugged into the rib cage, yeah, rather than reaching it up for the ear. Hoop pulls down the body. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale, pulling that left hip under the body. One more big breath. Exhaling fully, pressing into the feet. You inhale, right arm sweeps out and up, finding our warrior two. Again, if left leg is burning, give it a moment and go right back down. Yeah, body recovers very quickly. So giving it what it needs, but also giving it a little challenge, yeah? You find this, making sure that right hip scoots underneath you. Fingertips reach away and shoulder blades fall. Just taking two big breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, rooting through the base of the pelvis, belly pulls up into the heart space. Deep breath in. And exhaling. As you inhale, reversing your warrior, left fingertips reach out and away. And as you find an exhale, finding your way back to that extended side angle. Yes, we'll find that flow just 3 times. You inhale, reaching out and away, opening up through the left side body. Exhale, left forearm or fingertips come down, opening the right side body. 2 more times. Inhale to reach out and up. Exhale, coming on back down. 1 more time. Inhale, pressing through the feet, opening up. And exhale, left palm comes down, right palm comes down. Spin into the right toes. Inhale to reach the heart forward. And as you exhale, stepping outside of that right palm, letting the hips come down perhaps for your Malasana. Yeah, again, choice is yours. I love Malasana, and I know that I'm not everyone. Yeah, so when you come to my class, you get a lot of Malasana, but I'm also not going to make you do it. It's up to you. You know, if you're finding your sort of traditional Malasana, it's making sure that you're pressing into the outer hips here. Yeah, you can even sort of play between the two. If you lean into the inner arches, your knees come together. If you press into the outer arches, it's like sort of opens up and it brightens up the heart space and the space in front of you that we can just hold. Yeah, you don't even need your arms if you press into the outer arches of the feet. Taking just 2 breaths here, finding yourself in stillness. 1 more big breath. And exhale, letting it go. Press into the palms. Begin lifting up through the hips and heel toeing the feet about hip width apart. Taking a nice inhale here. And letting it go. Drawing the chin towards the tail, rolling up through the spine. Inhaling and exhaling. Tadasana. Once again, seeing something in front of you. And letting it go. Inhaling, arms sweep high. And exhaling the fold forward, creasing at the hips. Inhale for a halfway lift. And exhale, planting the palms, left leg steps back, knee stays lifted. Keeping the hips square as you inhale, arms sweep high. And exhale, shoulder blades soften. And hips begin to shift forward towards the front of the mat. Yeah, allowing that right hip to pull back, left hip to pull forward. Just finding 2 more big breaths here, really opening up through the front of that left hip. Exhaling. 1 more big breath. And exhaling, palms come back down to the earth, stepping back, downward dog. Inhaling to roll forward to plank. And as you exhale, hips fall between the wrists. Inhale to engage the body. And as you exhale, knees come down, pressing back, child's pose. Beautiful. You've made it. This beautiful, ooey gooey lusciousness that is our body. It's like this fluid nature that we can tune into. Beautiful component of each and every one of us. And from here, let's go ahead and draw the palms underneath the shoulder blades and press into the palms to roll up through the spine. And just shifting the hips to one side, swinging the legs out in front of you. I'm gonna turn this way. I like facing this way. Yeah, and we're gonna find our seated Padahustasana, my personal favorite, another one we do in almost every class. So find bent knees, can flex the feet nice and big towards the shins. And the goal of this is to get the palm of the hand on the base of the foot. So bend your knees as much as you can, or you need to. You wanna basically hold on to the balls of the feet with the palms, and then you wanna scoot your elbows on top of the knees. Yeah, this is gonna get us a nice spinal release along with a little bit of lymph compression. So as you find this shape, I'll ask you to pull the chin towards the neck and then draw
the chin towards the chest. I can't talk when I do that, so that'll be up to you guys. Yeah, and then from here, you'll take a nice inhale. And as you exhale, pressing into the balls of the feet, you begin to allow the body to be pulled over the thigh bones. Yeah, so you'll notice, and then staying here. Yeah, it's a little bit of a tension shape. So taking a few breaths, beautiful compression in the armpit, nice opening in the low spine, in the compression in the front of the neck. Just take 2 more breaths, really pressing, allowing the back body to release. 1 more breath. As you exhale, letting that tension go and just softening the palms and the armpits. You can begin sort of walking the hips back towards the back of the mat. Maybe the heels begin to walk forward a little bit. I'll take a nice lazy forward fold. Yeah, I like to sort of scoop my arms underneath my legs and keep them bent. This feels nice to me. But perhaps you have another variation that feels good. Our deeper purpose of this time for today's practice is to sort of connect with ourselves. Yeah, the act of folding forward is very powerful when it comes to spending time with ourselves. We're really quite literally coming closer to our own body. It allows us to feel our own breath. Allows for us to take some time to be a little bit more internal. I'm just taking 2 more big breaths here. Letting out a sigh if that feels good. You can let go of any binds that you might have and just rolling up through the spine. You can scoot yourself towards the center of the mat and just giving your knees a nice squeeze if this feels okay for you. And again, kind of balancing on the back of the pelvis as you lean back. You can keep the toes on the ground too. And what we're going to do is we're just going to fall backwards. Yeah, so this can be kind of scary for some of us, but just keeping the chin towards the chest, just again rocking the weight back, and eventually you'll just fall backwards. Good practice. I like to talk about the practice of falling, but we'll do that next week. Yeah, so you can now be in your sort of sweet ball shape. Yeah, we've actually visited this shape several times in this class. It was just in another orientation. So we were sort of in our seedling child pose, but it feels quite different when we're facing upward, yeah? Give yourself a nice big squeeze, just drawing the palms to the outer edges of the feet. You can begin to find a happy baby. Just allowing one leg and then the other to extend outward. Always a good reminder that this posture is called happy baby. And I love that because the beautiful mode or the mood of the baby, of the infant, is this sweet, curious innocence. Yeah, sort of change can come and go, and it just is like everything is change when you're a baby because you haven't really experienced much. Yeah, so this sort of willingness to indulge in change, willingness to remain content with the soothing nature of Mama Earth right below us. Just taking a nice big breath wherever you're at. And letting it go. Draw the knees back into the chest. Give yourself one last big squeeze. Thank you, body, for this beautiful practice. And then allowing that to soften, extending the legs out, allowing the arms to perhaps take up space today, and maybe not. Yeah, if this doesn't feel comfortable, maybe bending the elbows and placing the palms on the ribs. You can feel your own body. Wiggle the body a little bit to get yourself comfortable. I like to imagine sort of scooting into the earth a little bit, allowing yourself to settle in. And we'll take about 2 minutes in our Shavasana here today. It is 1 minute after 1, but I encourage you to stay here for just a moment together.
As you find this place of rest, beginning to allow the body to fall into the earth. Yeah, the beautiful nature of our active self is to do. And when we do, we also accumulate and then we have. And in this time of Shavasana, all that we are being asked of is to be, simply witnessing, simply allowing the body to be fluid, to be solid, to engage in its own innate wisdom. And we just get to watch. What a gift. Shavasana. Time to rest. Always welcome to stay in this space for as long as your body is seeking. As you're ready, just beginning to slowly invite in a deeper breath into the space of the body, beautiful space that you've begun to open and clear, noticing the taste in the mouth. It's allowing some movement in the fingertips and the toes, bending the elbows, allowing the ankles and wrists to begin to sort of reawaken. You can reach the arms overhead. Give that beautiful rib cage and spine a nice, yummy stretch. And today, just turning over to the right side, allowing that beautiful left side body, the lunar, to rest on top of our solar, more active side, and then pressing up through the palms, finding your way towards our closing seat today. You can allow the eyes to stay soft or perhaps closed if that feels good. And drawing the palms towards the heart center. Posture similar to that which we started in. And the space perhaps feels quite different. You've invited some amount of change, whether subtle or larger, but we are here. This deeper trust that we build in our own bodies allows us to step forward into the process of change, even when it is unknown. Thank you, body, for holding me. Taking a nice deep breath in through the nose. And letting it go. And inhale for Om to seal the practice. Bowing the chin to the chest, honoring all that has come before us, all that is yet to come, and all that is with us in each and every moment. Thank you for a beautiful practice today, yogis. Namaste.